So the first question was for Mike, and it says the mafia doesn't play well with others. The myth that the Italian mafia has always been at war with rival organized crime groups. Is it a fact or is it a myth?
That's a myth. Now, let me clarify that. In the early days, back in Chicago, in the days of Al Capone, when the Irish guys were out there was warring between them. But we weren't really Cosa Nostra at that point in time. We weren't the organized mafia that we were later on when Luciano organized everything and created the commission. But they were warring for turf, and remember that was during Prohibition, and things were a little bit different. Once Luciano formed the commission and the mafia was really a structured organization, we didn't fight, we didn't war with anybody else. And we had the Irish gangs, we had a lot of Jewish gangs around there, we had even the Chinese, we didn't fight with them.
Next one's for Michael. The mafia has all but died out. The truth of the matter is that the scope and activity of the mafia has certainly diminished and has been diluted over the course of the last half century. However, the mafia is currently estimated to maintain around 3,000 members around the United States.
I believe that's mostly true. I think after the mid-'80s, when the government really started to utilize the racketeering laws very effectively, they put a real dent in that life. They took away the unions. The forfeiture statutes really hurt people. They put the bosses in jail. They really, really did a lot of damage. And I'll give you an example. Back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and Chazz, you'll remember this, New York Post, Daily News, New York Times, every day you had a mob story. Every single day, you read something about the mob. Today, I live out in California. I read the New York Post every morning. Maybe every 6 months, you see a story about someone getting in trouble. Maybe. Wow. Because finally, they went undercover a bit. They're practicing omerta, and people don't understand what omerta means. Everybody thinks that when you take the blood oath, you're taking an oath to lie, steal, kill, cheat. You're not taking that oath. The oath is silence. You're never even supposed to admit that the life exists. That's what omerta is. Don't betray the oath. Don't admit that it exists. There is no mafia. That's it. And it seems that they're doing that effectively now because they had to. It's a matter of preservation. But it doesn't anywhere near have the power or stature in America as it once did.
That's the one side.
Next one for Michael, another short and sweet one. Once you're in, there's no way out.
Well, generally, that's true. I mean, when you're in it for life. You take an oath. You can't you say, hey, I'm done. Usually they say, when you leave that life, you either leave in a coffin or you join the witness protection program, and that's it. In my case, I walked away publicly. It wasn't easy. I don't know too many other people that have done that.
Are you the only one who's done that, Michael?
Publicly?
Probably.
Yeah, person that reached the level that I reached. Joe Bonanno was actually forced to leave.
He was forced to retire. I know,
leave,
because I played him in Godfather of Harlem, and they retired me.
They retired him.
To Arizona.
Right. Exactly. Yes. So he left the life, but technically he was still part of the life. He was just on the shelf. So the idea is, look, if a lot of people started to make an exodus out of that life, there'd be a lot of dead bodies.
Okay, there's your answer. Is it myth or is it real?
All right, my friends, now I'm making an offer that you really shouldn't refuse. Our fruit wines, our blackberry, our cherry, our strawberry, and our pomegranate, we're making them available for the holidays. You can only get them online. They're flying off the shelves. Nobody has these. They're unique. And you know what? They pair differently with different foods. Every one of them are great. But right now, limited quantity. Go online, either click on the link or go to franzesewine.com. We're going to make them available for you for the holidays. We're so proud of these wines, really. Not only the taste, but the way people are enjoying them. You're going to use the bottle to put flowers in afterwards. You're going to make a vase out of it, maybe a candle. People are showing me pictures. They're really loving it. Get your order in for the holidays. They're in limited supply. An offer that you shouldn't refuse.
I know Michael's going to like this one. Witness protection is a lifelong contract.
That's not true.
That's a myth.
That's a myth.
That's a myth.
I'll give you some interesting information that a lot of people don't know. The witness protection program was created because of my father, Sonny Franzese. And Gerald Scher, who created the program, was creating a case against my father. I think it was a hijacking case, if I'm not mistaken. And the witness that they had that could have nailed my father was deathly afraid. He said, I'm going to get killed. And Gerald Schur said, if we protect you, the guy didn't testify, but he convinced Congress or whoever it was at that point that we need to protect people to come forward. And the witness protection program was created out of that.
Because your father.
Because of my father. And Gerald Schur will, you could look it up. He'll say that. But
So there you go.
in the program, supposedly, now I don't know, I was never in it, you're only allowed to be in it for 5 years. And then they
And then
toss
after
you
5
out.
years, you're on your own?
They toss you out, yes. 5 years, you
That's
got a
not
5-year
good.
run. However, I have heard of cases where it's been extended longer than that. But initially, you have a 5-year maximum with them. That's what I was told again.
Has anyone ever been killed on the witness protection program?
To my knowledge and to what they brag about, nobody's ever been killed in the program. They've never gotten to anybody. Now, when people made a mistake and they, screwed up the program, got thrown out, that's different.
That's
But
different.
in the program, they never lost
That's a
anybody
good
in the
track record.
program. Yeah.
Is it a myth or is it real? That's it.
The drug trade is a recent business change for the Mafia.
I've heard that drugs are okay at this point in time.
For the Mafia?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And this happened, when I say recently, within the last several years. Certainly after my time, I always get beat up on this. Oh, Michael, Vito Genovese was in there, and they'll name everybody who was in the drug business. And once again, for the 1,000th time, I will tell you, we were not supposed to do drugs. It was hands off. Guys got killed for dealing with drugs. Were some guys doing it? Yes, they were. But they weren't supposed to.
They weren't
That's
supposed to.
Yeah. But I've heard recently that things might have changed and that there is some drug business allowed right now. I would hope not. I'll be honest with you. I have a personal thing. I hate anything to do with drugs because of the personal, tragedies we suffered in my family. And when I think about the damage that these opioids are doing, I
Yeah.
would really hope that my former associates are hands off of this.
Yeah, I mean, look in the 80s when they did crack cocaine. Destroyed the neighborhoods.
Destroyed it.
Destroyed the minority neighborhoods. Destroyed them. So drugs are evil.
Yeah, you know what? There's just
Drugs are
some
evil.
things you don't want to get involved in. It's you got blood on your hands, period.
You got blood on your
Yeah,
hands.
and who's doing this? Not guys our age.
Right.
We're killing the youth.
Kids are doing it.
We're killing the kids. So I would hope not. But again, unfortunately, I've heard that
So it's real.
rumblings. Yes.
Is it a myth or is it real?
Unfortunately, that could be real.
That could be real.
The Mafia is a quote-unquote family business.
Well, again, the mafia is segregated or divided into families. So in that sense, they're called families. Do they operate as a family? Well, not the traditional family, obviously. I think it's family in name only. Although let's do it this way: there's a lot of nepotism in the mafia. A lot of family
There is.
members. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of nepotism. A lot of fathers brought their sons in, and brought your cousins, nephews, and it's basically a security thing. You think if you're bringing your family in, well, they're never going to turn. That's the thought behind it.
Oh.
So there's a lot of nepotism. So I guess in that way it's family. But unfortunately, there is a saying that I used to believe with all my heart, and that is blood is thicker than water. I don't know if I believe that anymore. I really don't. I've seen too many family members go against one another, and I've seen friends hold firm. So I don't know if I actually believe that. Biblically, you go back to ancient times when Cain killed Abel.
Cain killed Abel.
So from early on, it wasn't always blood thicker than water, and I think I don't know if that's true anymore.
Wow.
And in the mafia life, if a family, and people are killing one another, it's not that good a family.
Wow. There you go.